From the legend of female bodybuilding to an ex-cheerleader who turned her body into a pile of muscles, many people assume that bodybuilding is strictly for men. They don't understand why women are striving for such physique and why they want to have huge muscles like that. Anyway, there are many women who are very interested in bodybuilding out there in the world. You're watching Infinity, and today we talk about female bodybuilders who went too far. Iris Kyle. When people look at Iris Kyle, they assume that she's got great career in bodybuilding, and this assumption is not false. The truth is that Iris's career is just what a female bodybuilder wants it to be. Iris has great many awards, more than any other female bodybuilder in history. She's got a huge number of various titles, records, and achievements that any professional bodybuilder dreams of. Iris was born in 1974 in Michigan. As a child, she played softball, basketball, and was a big fan of running. At the age of 20, she gradually switched to bodybuilding. In 1994, she won Iron Maiden Championship, and in 1998 received golden medal at the US Championships. The peak of her career came in the early 2000s. During this time, she won quite a few awards, including over 10 victories in the most important bodybuilding competition in the world, the famous Miss Olympia. No one else did all the above except for her. Iris is like a female version of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath, and Lee Heine. Iris retired from her professional career in 2015. She realized that it would be difficult for her to compete with young rivals, and so she decided to quit in her prime. Ern Anderson. There are many strong people in Sweden. Apparently, the heritage of the strong Vikings of the past was never lost. Swedes are famous for their height and strength. There are many mighty people in this country. For example, Ern Anderson was born in Denmark in 1966. She grew up in Sweden. At the age of 15, Anderson first visited the gym that was run by her friend. She began to engage in bodybuilding, and at the same time practiced Thai boxing and kickboxing, the two hobbies she follows till this day. Ern been doing bodybuilding at an amateur level for a long time. In 2003, her professional debut finally happened. At the start of the current century, Ern achieved some notable success in bodybuilding. She won a number of prestigious awards and entered the class of professional bodybuilders in IFBB International Federation. In addition to her performances, Ern Anderson impressed many people with her incredible body, huge biceps, straight abs, sinewy hips, and fine proportions. Ern really has it all. I think a lot of male athletes would like to have similar physical features. We should note that Ern did not perform regularly. There were many pauses and breaks in her career. But even during those breaks, Ern did not give up sports and kept herself in shape. She says that her main goal was to become Miss Olympia. Apparently, she'll retire only after she'll achieve her ultimate objective. Tina Chandler. When you look at 45-year-old Louisiana native Tina Chandler, you sort of feel like saying she has gone too far in terms of bodybuilding. But Tina doesn't think so, because thanks to hard work that turned her body into a machine, she became a star. Currently, Tina is one of the most famous bodybuilders around the world. She did not become a bodybuilder immediately. She first did gymnastics, played volleyball and tennis, and was also a cheerleader. Only then she found the world of bodybuilding and decided to give it a try. In 2009, she took part in Miss Olympia for the first time. She was number 10 back then. It would have been a blow for many, but not for Tina. After she got back from the tournament, she continued to work even harder and then took part in a number of well-known national competitions, where she showed some very good results. And although Tina has not appeared in major competitions for a long time, she still has time to surprise the world and acquire new fans. Do you think Tina will ever manage to climb to the top of the ladder of success? Share your thoughts in the comments. Also, tell us what you think about Iris Kyle and Ern Anderson. We have more incredible female bodybuilders up ahead, powerlifters that amaze you with their strength. Watch this video till the end and you'll see a woman from England who carries huge boulders, American athlete who's considered to be one of 10 strongest people on earth, and a fitness model from Brazil who simply looks stunning. Don't go away. Donna Moore. What's the heaviest thing you've ever lifted in your life? A chair, maybe? Well, okay. Maybe it was something heavier, like a washing machine or a small chest of drawers. But have you ever lifted giant stones? Some of you may have pulled heavy boulders, but I bet none of you ever lifted a huge round stone that weighs almost 150 kilos. But Donna Moore actually did that. She is a star of British bodybuilding and powerlifting, and she set a record in 2016. Donna lifted a stone weighing 148.9 kilograms from the floor and put it on the 112cm platform. She actually did it 2 times in a row. In addition to this particular record, the mighty Donna has a number of other achievements. She won Arnold Pro Strongwoman Tournament 18 times, won Arnold World Champion twice, and was called the most powerful woman in the world 3 times. She's also considered to be the strongest woman in the UK. And when you look at Donna, you understand that she certainly deserves all of that. Cassia Morales. When people start in bodybuilding and powerlifting, they all have different goals. Some want to gain mass, others want to make their muscles as shredded as possible. Cassia Morales was most interested in the latter. The body of this fitness model and bodybuilder from Brazil is simply beyond belief. You can see all her veins protruding. It's like she's somewhat transparent. Thanks to her exceptional figure and success, Cassia got very popular on the internet. She often posts her workouts on Instagram, where she has almost 382,000 followers. Many people can't wrap their heads around the fact that this Brazilian woman achieved such incredible results, and how she was capable of transforming her body so radically. Cassia says that for a body like hers, it is very necessary to work with light weights and do things like burpees, push-ups, and jumps. And of course, a strict diet also plays a very important role. Obviously, consistency and diligence are just as important. Cassia was working on her body for a very long time. In fact, ever since she was little, fitness became her second nature and a very important part of her life. This transformation happened to her when she was only 5 years old. After all these years, bodybuilding is still something she does with great interest, and she keeps on surprising people with her great results. Debbielezzewski. When you look at Debbielezzewski, you don't really feel like saying that women are the weaker sex. This simply doesn't feel true. Debbie can compete with many guys, and you can tell just by looking at her. Debbie was born in 1969 in Wisconsin. At the age of 20, she got really interested in bodybuilding, and already 4 years later she took part in her first competition. From the mid-90s, Debbie was ready to perform as a professional and started to take part in various tournaments. She took part at the Nationals, Miss International, and even in the famous Miss Olympia. Between 2010 and 2013, Lezzewski was ranked among the top 5 of the IFBB female bodybuilding professionals. Looking at the buff and powerful Debbie, you might think that she weighs about 80 to 90 kilos, but that's not her real weight. In fact, she only weighs about 60 kilograms. At least that's her category. She's 163 centimeters high. Not a very tall woman, but her impressive muscles certainly make up for it. Debbie doesn't do competitions anymore, unfortunately. These days, she is very much engaged in her coaching career. Chachevsky. Massive arms, huge thighs, and calf muscles, mighty forearms. All this usually applies to male athletes rather than females, but Chachevsky is certainly an exception. Just like many other girls in this episode, during her student years she got interested in bodybuilding, which later made her very popular. With a remarkable athletic physique, Chachevsky achieved impressive results without much trouble. First at an amateur and then at a professional level. Her debut in the 3-state championship was incredible. She won second place, proving to herself and to those around her that she is capable of much more. And although Kim did not achieve the same success in Iris Kyle, for example, she still got in the history of bodybuilding and took many people by surprise with her incredible body. Becca Svensson. 46-year-old Becca Svensson is a genuine phenomenon. First of all, she has very diverse personality. Becca is a bodybuilder, she's a powerlifter, wrestler, and even MMA fighter. Also, Becca is on the list of 10 strongest women in the world, and she's also considered to be one of 10 strongest people on the planet, so she can really compete with almost any man on Earth. What's also interesting is that she weighs only 110 kilograms, which actually makes her record seem more outstanding. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember to press the like button if you like it, subscribe, and stay tuned for more interesting stuff.